guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms of Buddy. Today I wanted to do a review for you guys on a Christian fiction book that I just recently read earlier in the month, and that is Beyond the Silence by Tracy Peterson and Kimberly Woodhouse. As I talked to you before, I don't read a lot of Christian fiction like this because it's unrealistic to me. And what I mean by that is you have a person who injures your son. And you're like, oh, I forgive you. It's okay. And that's what they're like. And that's not realistic, because if someone comes after our family, we're not going to just lay down and let it happen or just say, oh, it's okay. I forgive you. It takes us time. We should forgive people, but it takes us time because it's somebody close to us. And I just don't find that realistic. And everybody's good, and it's generally the way that Christian fiction is when you're talking more along the lines of this kind of Christian fiction, the laid-back kind of Christian fiction. I like the more adrenaline-pumping Christian fiction, like the classic good versus evil, which I find in like Frank Peretti or Ted Dekker or Robert Luparillo or, you know, those kind of authors. So when I pick up one of these for review, because I got this through Bethany House for review, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. But I really was pleasantly surprised by it because it wasn't that unrealistic Christian faith kind of thing. But this one was different. This is a girl who lost her grandmother, and her grandfather kind of got a little more sadistic. She didn't get to go out anywhere. The only time she went out was on Sunday when they went to church. And she would talk to her grandmother about following in her mother's footsteps and going out there and touching people and making a difference. But her grandfather was dead set against it. When she finally stood up and told him, this is what's going to happen. I'm leaving. I'm going to follow my dream. I'm going to go out there and make a difference. And I'm going to do things that matter. Well, her grandfather just, you know, was kind of like, well, don't ever come back. I don't ever want to see you again. You're going against my wishes and that kind of thing. Her mission in this story was to go be a nanny to this little boy who witnessed the murder of his mother. And he just clammed up and quit speaking and was just kind of going through the motions. He wasn't eating like he should. He wasn't going out and playing like he should. He wasn't speaking. And she felt like this was her mission. This is what God was giving her to do. And that is what the main story is. I don't want to tell you anything else. I don't want to give anything else away. I found the story refreshing after reading Christian fiction that's just not realistic. This one was. And it is historical. It is set back in time. And I really just enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the plot line. It was engaging. I found it very fluid. It was very easy to follow. And it got away from that, I guess, normal Christian fiction with all the tropes and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, I found it refreshing. If you do like Christian fiction, I think you would probably like this book. I think they're both very talented writers. And if I can get one that keeps me interested in the plot line, then that is good, because it's not your classic good versus evil, kind of like, you know, the Ted Dekker books. This is kind of more laid back, but there was enough in it, enough excitement, enough adventure, enough action to make me want to read it. And based historically, it doesn't help when you're reading a Christian fiction. So, you know, because things historically are generally in that time. You know, they're definitely in that time, historicals are, where you see women are treated differently. And, you know, I like the refreshing aspects. If you can find a historical writer who can bring women into a story, a historical story, that are stronger. And that's what I found with this as well. And I think those differences make a story. I think those can make people enjoy a story more. So yeah, overall, this was fantastic. I enjoyed the characters. I think I rated this a 4 star, 4.5 maybe. I did really enjoy it. It was a quick read, very fluid, easy to follow, great characters and a great plot line. And it's Christian fiction. So if you can get all those into Christian fiction where it's believable, then you have a really good find. So if you like Christian fiction, I suggest that I recommend this book by Tracy Peterson and Kimberly Woodhouse, Beyond the Silence. It was really good. Pick it up and read it. Of course, you can read my written review on Goodreads or on my blog. It's there. Anyway, let me know if you've read this book and what you thought of it down in the description or down in the comments below. Thanks for staying tuned, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.